Hello dear friends, welcome to Padhai Se Dosti YouTube channel. In today's video session, we are going to discuss about the development of scientific perspective in Europe and the historiography. Okay, if you have not seen the previous two video sessions of this particular historiography course, then do watch these videos and then watch today's video session. Okay, so in previous video session, we have already discussed about the historiography, historical research method, okay, then tradition of historiography and modern historiography and characteristics of modern historiography. Okay, in today's video session, let's discuss about this development of scientific perspective in Europe and the historiography development in Europe. Okay, so till 18th century CE, Europe had achieved remarkable progress in the field of philosophy and science. Okay, so we know that there is a revolution. Okay, in Europe, that is a renaissance. Okay, because of the various philosophers, their theory, their teaching. Okay, and the authority of Pope and the nobilities over there, it reduces day by day, and people get aware about the scientific progress. Okay, so there is a revolution or in case of philosophy and the science. Okay, the scholars by then had come to believe in the possibility of studying the social and historical truth by applying the scientific method. Now, philosophical discussion focused more and more on the objectivity of history and historiography. So, remember this thing. The scholars after this renaissance in Europe, they believe in the possibility of studying the social and historical event or the truths by applying the scientific method to the study of history. Okay, and also the philosophical discussion based more and more on the objectivity in the history and historiography. Okay, so they want to know the historical truth by different historical research method and scientific method. The objectivity is moved towards more and more subjective knowledge, in-depth truth of the history. Okay, and then they want to narrate the history. So this is a new angle developed by European historians after the Renaissance period. Okay, prior to the 18th century, all European universities were interested only the philosophical discourses revolving around the divine phenomena. 18th सेंचुरी से पहले का जो भी पीरियड था, तब ये जो यूरोपियन यूनिवर्सिटीज थी, वो सिर्फ जो भी डिवाइन फेनोमेना होता था, दैवी शक्तियाँ या जो भी रिलीजियस मैटर था और रिलीजियस बुक्स थे, उसमें जो भी लिखा हुआ था उसको सच मान के चलते थे और उसके बारे में डिस्कशन होता था, उसके बारे में वो लोग इंटरेस्टेड थे. बट gradually this scenario begins to change in 1737 CE. The Göttingen University was founded in Germany. This university for the first time had an independent department of history. See the change over here. Before that, there was no any historical department. Okay, or the study of historiography is not so prevalent. Entire thing is depend on the divine phenomena which was there in the religious matter. Okay, so right now there is a development of history and the different department for the study of history. Later, other German universities also became centers for the historical studies. Okay, so there are many German historiographers who gave their contribution. Okay, and the other other historians also, which are from different countries of Europe. So let's study about such a notable scholars over here. So the contribution of many scholars are important in the development of historiography. Let us have a look at the contributions of few notable scholars. So the very first scholar over here is a Rene Descartes. Okay, he is in the 1596 to 1650, means the latter half of 16th century and early half of 17th century he was there. Okay, so he was the foremost among the scholars who insisted on verifying the reliability of the historical documents by critical examining them. Okay, by critically examining them. So he believed that historical documents should be critically examined, and then only we have to uh, believe on that particular event whether it is true or not. Okay, among the rules given by him in his book, that is a discourse on the methods. So this is the name of book written by Rene Descartes, discourse on the methods. The following is supposed to have a great impact on scientific method of research. So what he told: never to accept anything for true till grounds of doubt are excluded. जो भी आपके मन में शंका है किसी पर्टिकुलर हिस्टोरिकल इवेंट के बारे में, जब तक वो शंका पूरी तरह से खत्म नहीं हो जाती, उसका सत्यापन नहीं हो जाता, तब तक कोई भी हिस्टोरिकल इवेंट को सच ना मानो, ऐसा उसका कहना था. सो दिस इज अबाउट रेने डिकार्टस. लेट्स मूव अहेड अबाउट द होल्टेयर. You might have heard this name in the history of French Revolution. Okay, he is a philosopher who ignited the fire of revolution in French people. Okay, he was there in French France between the 1694 to 1778. His original name was Francisco Marie Oret. Okay, this is a French name, so you will find the different pronunciation by different people. Just remember the spelling over here. He was a French philosopher. He opined that along with the objective truth and the chronology of historical event, considering the social tradition, trade, economy, agriculture, etc. was also equally important in historiography. So इसका मानना क्या था कि केवल क्रोनोलॉजी और जो भी फैक्ट्स है, कौन से किंग के बाद कौन आया, क्या आया, कब कौन सा बैटल लड़ा गया, या ये जो भी फैक्ट है हिस्ट्री के, सिर्फ यही ट्रूथ नहीं है, ये जो क्रोनोलॉजी वही इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, उसके साथ साथ हमें क्या कंसिडर करना चाहिए कि सोशल ट्रेडिशंस, हाउ द सोशल ट्रेडिशंस ऑफ दैट सोसाइटी वाज, how was the trade during that particular historical time period, how was the economy of that particular geographical region. Okay, which history we are going to discuss, then what are the condition of agriculture during that particular period. So all these things should be included in a study of historiography. This is said by this Voltaire. It gave rise to a thought that understanding all aspect of human life is important for history writing. Thus, it is said that Voltaire was the founder of modern historiography. So, guys, remember this thing. He gives the different angle or different aspect to study the historiography, and he told that we have to give equal importance for understanding of other aspects also of human life which are important for historical writing. Okay, so that's why he is known as the founder of modern historiography. So I hope it is clear to you up to this thing. Okay, then the next historian or the philosopher is George William Frederick Hegel. So he is in the 18th century, that is from 1770 to 1831. So the latter 18th century and early 19th century. Okay, Hegel was a German philosopher. He insisted that historical reality should be presented in a logical manner. Okay, this is the main thing which he told, that historical philosophy or the historical reality should be uh, presented in a logical manner. So he told that the whatever timeline or the chronology we are studying in history, it is an indication of the progress of mankind. Okay, he also thought that the presentation of history is bound to change over time as a new evidences would come forth. With the Hegel's philosophy, many scholars were convinced that historical method were not lesser quality, that they differed from the scientific method. Okay, the collection of his letters and articles is published in a book known as Encyclopedia of Philosophical Sciences, and his book is Reasons in History is also very well known. Okay, in the field of modern historiography. Okay, guys. So what he said that there should be a changes in history as we found the new evidences. Okay, suppose we have discussing about the Indus Valley civilization, whatever evidences we have, based on that we derived the today's historical narrative about the Indus Valley civilization. But suppose in future, if we can able to decipher the script of Indus Valley people, whatever they are uh, written down on the inscription, then we can able to know about the more some truth about that Indus Valley civilization, then there should be change in history. Okay, so that is a view of this particular person Hegel and his philosophy. He convinced many historical historians about the historical methods that are equal, that should have equal importance as that of scientific method, though they are the deferred. Okay, so that is the main motto of this particular person, and all his articles and lectures, they are compiled in this Encyclopedia of Philosophical Sciences book, and his own book is Reason in History. Okay, so here you can able to observe about his opinion or his idea to study the historiography. According to Hegel, grasping the meaning of any event happen in terms of two direct opposites. Okay, human mind cannot understand the true nature of any event without understanding the opposite sides. Okay, we always say that there is a two sides of each coin. Like true or false, good or bad, etc. In order to understand the true nature of the thing, one need to know both true and false, similarly good and bad sides of that particular event. Okay, the method of analysis which is based on opposites in is known as dialectics. Okay, so the method to study the history based on the different opposite sides is known as dialectics. Okay guys, so in this method, a theory is proposed at a beginning, which is called as thesis. Okay, suppose I have studied some artifact or the some excavated object related to Indus Valley civilization. I put forward some theory that, in my opinion, this should be the condition during that Indus Valley civilization. But suppose again on the same evidences you have discovered, you have studied about their relevance, and you found the new theory, so you counter my theory and you wrote a new thesis. Okay, so it is an antithesis, and after the thorough logical discussion of both, a new thesis is proposed which include gist of both thesis and antithesis. Then the new thesis is made by including both the thesis and antithesis. This process of arriving at a new thesis is known as synthesis. Okay, so try to understand the process of dialectics which is given by the this Hegel. Okay, the German philosopher and historian. He said that there should be a two sides of any event. One is good side, one is bad side. One is positive, one is negative. One is true, one is false. One is good, one is bad. So whatever any person studied about the anything, he put forward the thesis, his ideas. Some people who are studying the another side of that particular study, they put forward the thesis, and then there was a meeting. In that meeting, the people will logically discuss about the both thesis and antithesis. They will come at one conclusion, and that conclusion will be known as synthesis. So this is the proper method to study the any history. Okay, or to write the narrative of history. So in this way guys, we have discussed about the different historians, their uh, contribution in modern historiography, and the development of scientific perspective in Europe and historiography. So I hope guys you have enjoyed the session. If you enjoyed the session, then do like the session, share with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe our YouTube channel so you will get the notification of upcoming video session on time. So thank you guys and have a nice day.